Well, thank you, Bergen, for having us over
Yeah.
in front of the new Sweet Sips trailer.
Yeah, thanks for coming. You're at my house.
I'm delighted. Yeah. I'm absolutely having a great time. So tell us a little bit about this business that just started.
Yeah, this is a mobile beverage trailer. So we have it set up right now for cocktails. So you could it's rentable for private parties. So Sweet Sips.
Bartenders come with it.
Bartenders come with it.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, they didn't come to my house because that would be a little weird for today.
And we can make our own drinks.
But yeah, so with this, we have a couple different packages for this Sweet Sip. Some of them are carts and you don't need bartenders for those. But this, because I feel like it is a child of mine, needs to come with a bartender and some responsibility with it. But yeah, so this is available. We have non-alcoholic packages. We have alcoholic packages. So you could do this for kids' birthday parties with a variety of lemonades and fancy drinks.
Sure.
You could also just do it for weddings, graduation parties, picnics, that sort of thing.
So how did you come up with this idea?
So when we picked up this trailer, Morgan actually found this trailer on Facebook Marketplace last spring. And we had spent the summer where we were multiple booked with, because, we have One Hot Cookie and No Donut Company, and we have mobile units for those.
Right.
So several times we were booked for both, and we were turning away business. And I was like, well, this one maybe if we just keep it generic, we could use it for either and then roll it out.
Okay.
And then as we were researching the this is a 1968 Scotty camper, which was actually, Scotties are made in Pennsylvania, so it's semi-local.
Right.
They went out of business and then came back into business, so they're being manufactured again under that brand, but not in PA, I don't think. So we were researching what people are doing with these, and there's a ton of mobile bars.
I'd never heard of that.
Yeah, so apparently there's a couple others in the area who are doing something kind of similar, but with different units.
Okay.
Because we said we were the first, and a couple people sent me some nasty emails and said,
bring alcohol to my house. That's something I've always fantasized about.
I'm just saying, it's pretty great.
I should have thought of that.
Yes.
I'd have beat you to that 20 years ago.
And then we did last year, we did quite a few higher end graduation parties, and I saw people bringing in mobile tabletop bars that caterers rent and, Classic Tent has and things like that.
Yeah.
And this is just something different. There's a need for those, and then there's also an opportunity for this as well.
What's up, puppy? He's jealous that he doesn't have a drink.
I know. Go get a stick, Rem. Go get your stick.
I want a bourbon. This is your third venture.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Sort of.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah, I think it is.
3? Yeah, we also so 3, and we also do marketing. So I guess that's
yeah. So you do stuff with the Canfield Fair and stuff.
Yeah, we do stuff for the Canfield Fair, and we market for ourselves and a couple other people. So.
Right. Well, I get your emails.
Yes.
Yeah. So every once in a while, I get an email, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to order that. You know what I mean?
And we appreciate that.
Yeah. But I guess so. How do you market your businesses? Have you found one strategy to be better than another one, or I guess you're sort of in retail, sort of service.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What's your strategy, or what have you found to be successful?
It's changing, especially when you look at social media. Things that we did 2 years ago on social aren't working now because
they change those algorithms.
That algorithm's a real bugger.
That stuff. Frickin' Zuckerberg, I don't know what's going on over there.
So we do a ton on social, and I mean, I attribute our starting because, when we started One Hot Cookie, we didn't have any money. I've been pretty transparent about that. So it was all social, and it was all utilizing our dog, Fredo, at the time.
Right.
We rode the social media train for as long as we could, and now it's a nice mix of, we do print. We do print with you guys. We do some online stuff with you guys. We're on KBN, FMJ, and then we have our own email list that we market to.
But you're very visible in the community.
Yes, and we also...
So whenever I see an event, inevitably, if I'm on social media, the day after or the day of, I see you guys posting all of your stuff of how you were there with your trailer, taking part in whatever is going on in the area.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like it's a bit much. I feel bad for people because I feel like we're overexposed.
You don't ever get to enjoy one of those things. I'm sure you're having fun.
No, it's great.
But it's I don't ever get to just go to the Italian Fest. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's good. It's a good place to be in. I feel very fortunate. So we do a lot of the events. So we do Italian Fest. Of course, we do the Canfield Fair. Those are really the only 2 festivals that we do, though.
Oh, okay.
From a festival standpoint with the trailers.
You guys
I know, we're not even real carnies.
No, I was just saying because it seems like you're everywhere.
We do a lot with fundraisers and nonprofits.
Okay.
So, I spent some time in the nonprofit world, so I appreciate the work in the Valley that the nonprofits do, and I feel like there is a lot of ways that we can give back, and also, it works out. It gives us exposure, it gives us visibility, but it also allows us to be active members of the community, and that's important.
I think it's interesting, at least to me, because I'm like dabbling in this whole thing. So I think it's interesting that you had absolutely no experience. You're not really even a baker. Do you know what I mean?
I'm an eater. I think that counts for something.
That does, yeah.
I like to eat. I like to drink.
Right.
It's all in my wheelhouse.
Yeah. You know what's good. Yeah. But that you started this whole thing, I think you said kind of just to like start something with your daughter.
Yeah.
And so how did that even, my question would be, how do you even sit there and work through that to go, this will make money.
Well,
I can do this. How many cookies do I need to make? You know what I mean?
I mean, it was a long time ago. And at the time when we started One Hot Cookie.
Was it that long ago?
It was 9 years ago.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like, I remember it. Wow,
I remember it.
I remember it's a long time ago.
No, it feels like a long time ago, and it feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Right.
So I was working 2 jobs, and I was a single mom, and I thought, well, there's got to be a better, like, this isn't sustainable. Like, there should be something else.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, we'll give this a shot, and if it doesn't work, like, I feel like when you have very little to lose, it's not as much of a gamble.
But I guess was that what you're saying? Like, there was very little risk?
So yeah, there was little.
There's risk. You started a business.
I started a business, but
yeah.
I mean, I still had 2 other jobs. So like I had structured it so like I knew what we had to do in order to not like live in our car.
You started in downtown Youngstown.
So we started in downtown Youngstown.
I was there opening day.
I know.
You made me a bacon cookie. Well, you didn't. I don't know.
It wasn't bacon then.
There was something had bacon on it.
Not opening day. Oh, you know what we had?
Yes. Don't tell me. There was bacon on this thing. This thing had bacon on it.
Okay, it was like a muffin. It was a biscuit.
Like,
it was like a biscuit, like an egg and cheese biscuit.
Right.
But it became a cookie.
It.
It became the breakfast
Don't
cookie.
tell me it didn't have. There was.
All right, I remember now. I remember.
Yeah.
But when we started, we didn't do all the fun toppings that we do now. We just had traditional chocolate chip, sugar, M&M kind of cookies.
Right.
Yeah.
So you started there. Mm-hmm. So how do you decide when it's time to open another one, and how do you grow from there?
So I honestly,
I'm asking all these questions for myself.
I feel like we grew too fast in hindsight.
Okay. Sure.
So we tried, I guess because we had a safety net of, like, we had the ability, fortunately.
I have another job.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Right.
So we were actually approached by the library to be part of their Austintown branch. So our actual second location was in the Austintown Library, which was a great opportunity to kind of get our feet wet in running multiple units and seeing how that works. And if we have the infrastructure to do it, how to do it, kind of testing the waters that way.
So you say you probably grew too fast.
Yeah, so I mean, at one point we had 5 One Hot Cookies.
Right.
Which is a lot.
Yeah.
So, and then, we sort of kind of scaled back, found our rhythm, and then, we had 3, and that was nice. It was good. And then COVID. And we've since scaled back to just 1.
Yeah.
And that was sort of the turning point where we really went hard on the web sales.
Right.
And realized that that's sort of where our focus should be.
Yes.
And, taking care of our customers here in the Mahoning Valley, which we can service from the Boardman location.
Well, one of the great lies that will probably come back to bite me with my daughter is that, and you helped a little bit, was because they had Elsa at One Hot Cookie.
It was actually, that was through the donut shop.
I'm sorry, was it O Donut?
Was it the drive-through one?
It was the drive-through.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like, when you think back of all the crazy things that we did during COVID, doesn't getting in your car and staying like an arm's length distance away from a superhero seem weird?
Well, I was going to say, that was the thing, though, that convinced my daughter that cartoon characters are real people. She was like, after that, she was like, I told you Elsa was real. And you're not going to like crush her dreams.
Right.
So you let her believe it. But, it's like one day she's going to realize Elsa's not real. And then, Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, you had a part in that.
Well, thanks. I'm glad I can, and that's one of the things that we do really love is being like part of people's memories and part of their experiences and time with their family and things you look back on, and like it's something special to be part of that.
Let's talk about employees then.
Okay.
So how do you train I think employees are important.
I think they're great.
Well, no, I mean, they are important, especially for a business like yours.
Yes.
It's customer centric.
Yes.
They're going to be interacting with customers. So how do you train your employees to create that culture to where you can go, you know what, I'm not going to be in the store today, and I know that they're going to do what they're doing. I know that the customer's going to have a good experience. I know that they're going to represent One Hot Cookie, O Donut, Sweet Sips. So
we've come up with processes for, obviously there's training manuals and training procedures.
Yeah.
But the big thing is we hire for attitude. We don't hire for, we can teach you how to do the technical stuff that you need to service the customers.
Right.
But we can't teach you to be a nice person. Like, that's just something that's inherent. Mm-hmm. So, we go through a 2-step interview process. We want to find people who are outgoing, who are fun, who want to come to work and want to be there and be part of the team. I think we have one of our best groups, teamwork-wise, now in Boardman, between cookies and donuts. So we share a kitchen at that location. So donuts is on one side, Boardman's on the other, kitchen's in between. So we do interchange employees, but they have they'll go out on the weekends together. Like, they go on vacation. Like, we have a really great group of people who like being there, which is wonderful.
What mistakes did you make? What did you screw up? Come on, Bergen.
I think we grew too fast.
Yeah.
We didn't have the resources.
Lessons learned. Instead of mistakes made.
Oh, no, I'd say it's mistakes. Trying to be everything to everyone. So, when we first started, it was all about what we can do.
You specifically said you weren't going to do that.
Yeah.
I remember coming in there and you were like, no, we've got coffee. And you were in a coffee maker and you're like, because we're not that.
We're not a coffee shop.
Everything to everyone.
Yeah.
We have coffee, but if you really want coffee, go over there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you still did it.
So we, after a point, people are paying you and you're like, so I remember a specific time, my friend Jennifer, who now is one of our Sweet Sips bartenders, I called her and I was like, hey, someone ordered pizzelles and I've never made them.
Oh,
you have to come over. And she's like, well, I never made them. My mom makes them. And she's like, but I'll bring the pizzelle maker. And I'm like, okay, how hard could it be?
Right.
Well, let me tell you, it's hard.
Sure.
So I think we've learned along the way kind of what our lane is. We got really into, I'd say pre-pandemic, we were doing a lot of cutout cookies, with the fancy frosting and.
Right.
That's not what we are. We're a dessert shop. So we would take these orders and then it would, we'd have to run double and triple labor coverage to allow someone, to do these.
Yeah.
And it was flowing off, throwing off our flow. So then, we were on the cusp of saying no. And then when everything shut down, and one of the things that when we came back, we were like, okay, we're not doing those anymore. There are home bakers and there are other bakeries who that's what they do, and they do them great. We're a dessert shop. That's what we do. I
was just curious, though, how the pandemic has affected your business, because a lot of people are trying to reassess employee needs, employee demands, the consumers who have changed.
Yeah.
All of that stuff. So I guess, what have you seen? We're
at the mercy of the consumer. Just like everybody else.
Everyone is.
Yeah.
Right?
We're a coffee shop, donut shop, retail bakery, those sorts of things. So I feel I know I have a couple friends who are in the restaurant industry and they're saying we're not going back. We're open Wednesday through, so my friend who owns Talbot's Tap Room and Terrace in Mercer, Pennsylvania.
Right.
He's like, we're not going back. We're open Wednesday through Sunday. We're not doing 7 days. We're giving our staff 2 full days off and knowing that this is it. Our volume has come back to pre-pandemic levels. We're just busy all the time. And that's how we're doing it now. Instead of being sort of busy most of the week, really busy on Friday and Saturday, we've changed the way we do business and the customer has adjusted to us.
Is that maybe better?
I think so.
To have people come in and go, hey, when you get here, when you punch that clock, it's game time. As opposed to, oh, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
Not a lot's going to happen. You're kind of going to do this. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've changed our hours as well. We used to be open on the cookie side. We were open in Boardman until 11. We were open downtown until 2 in the morning, which now seems crazy.
Right.
Like we're closed at 9, like normal humans. And people have a job.
Normal humans, normal middle-aged humans with children.
Correct.
Yeah,
you should be home at 9.
No, definitely. Yeah, I'm in bed by 9.
Oh, same. Especially on the weekends.
Yeah.
No, we've changed our hours, and we've sort of put the priority on making sure that our employees are happy and that we're doing a lot on the backside that you don't see, where we're incentivizing our employees more. We're doing more. We've always done team building things, but we're doing them on a more regular basis now. We're doing so every month we do a different activity or way for them to win gift cards to local small businesses,
Okay.
So February's was all about kindness. So you couldn't do it. It wasn't about you selling something. It was about you seeing me sell something and complimenting me. So it was sort of that reverse where like, hey, Mike did a great job with a really difficult customer, and I'm going to write that down. So it's about recognizing the goodness in other people. So we're trying to flip the tables and make it less competitive and more about kindness and, just making sure that our employees, we have a place where they want to come to work and where they feel valued, because they are.
717 Credit Union. Business services designed to meet your daily needs. Commercial loans, business deposits, merchant and payroll services. 717 Credit Union. It's knowing you were treated right every time.